Hello everybody, I am Tiago with Attack on Tiago, and for today's video, I will be going over the winter anime of 2023, but ranking them in a tier list. But I'm not alone today. Joining me, we have a returning face and also a new one. Joining me first is Ria.
Yo!
And then also, we have someone new. We have Pad.
Hello.
Alright, we have a lot of anime to cover, guys. So this is going to take a while, but this is going to be a lot of fun. The first anime on this tier list to go over is The Angel Next Door Spoils Me Rotten. So I actually thought this was a pretty solid romance anime overall, especially to start. I like the two main characters and I like their dynamic, but it kind of got a little bland towards the middle and the ending was alright. I'd say this is a B tier for the winter season. Ria, what about you?
I kind of agree. Like, it started off pretty good, but then it just got, I don't know, it was like dragging a little, so I think B works for it.
Okay. And Pad, did you see it?
Yeah, I watched 4 episodes. I liked episode 1, but the rest were bland. I'd give it a C tier.
Okay. Well, 2 Bs and a C, I think, averages out to a B, so we'll put it in B tier then.
B for bland?
B for bland, yes. Not A for Angel, sadly. But the next one is an absolute banger. We have Attack on Titan, final season, part 3, part 1. It's an amazing title.
My God, how many parts?
They just keep adding more and more parts, but I think we just have one more part after this left, and Attack on Titan is one of my all-time favorite series. As many of the viewers know, I love it, and this 1 hour special was absolutely amazing. They added so much into this, and it's an easy S tier for me. Ria, I know you haven't seen Attack on Titan, so you can't really decide on where this goes, but Pad, what about you?
I 100% agree. This episode was absolutely fantastic.
Awesome.
In every way possible.
I'm assuming then it's an S tier for you as well?
Yeah, absolutely.
S tier. Let's go. Even though it's just 1 hour, it's
First
amazing.
S tier.
Yeah, just one S tier. Also, another thing, format for this video, guys, is we'll have maximum 5 in S tier and at least 1 in F tier, as we have to have at least 1. And
this again.
I don't know if we will even have 5 in S tier. We'll see. I think the winter season overall was kind of average, but to each their own, we'll see. The next one is an anime I have not seen. It is Ayakashi Triangle, I believe, is the title.
What?
Ria, it's not you who's seen this, right?
No, I have watched it. Me.
It's Pad. All right, Pad.
Sounds like a Pad show.
Pad.
So I actually watched this because it's written by the same author as To Love Ru, and I heard good things about the manga. So I gave it a try, and it's honestly, it's fun, but it's nothing special. It's just stupid fun with some action and some comedy. I'd give it a C tier.
Okay. Well, we can't dispute that since we haven't seen it. C tier it is.
We'll go with Pad.
Next one, I think, is another Pad one.
All the Paddy shows.
All the Paddy shows are starting off. It's BOFURI Season 2, which even though I watched Season 1, I have not watched Season 2 yet, and I don't think Ria has either. So.
Nope. That giant turtle on the picture kind of makes me want to watch it.
Yo? If there was a slime, though, then you would probably watch it.
100% would watch it.
Slime we'll get to very soon. But Pad, what are your thoughts on BOFURI Season 2?
So I really enjoyed Season 1, but Season 2 is kind of a downgrade.
Oh.
And it's been corrupted by many delays. It's still the same, but it's just worse.
Okay.
Not quite as good. I'd give it a C tier as well.
B tier. I was not expecting BOFURI Season 2 to be C.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For
Season 1 would be a B tier. But sadly, it's not so far.
For many of the viewers, Pad's known as the isekai guy. He loves isekai, so seeing an isekai go into anything below a B, I feel like is huge. So, BOFURI Season 2, huge disappointment, I guess. C tier it is. But the next one's not a disappointment at all. This has the best title out of all the anime this season. It is Buddy Daddies.
Buddy Daddies.
Buddy Daddies. Buddy Daddies is awesome. It's like Spy Family with the two characters who are essentially spies or assassins taking care of a child or a kid. And the dynamic I really liked with Buddy Daddies, all three of the characters really like, and the ending I thought was just a perfect ending to all the characters' story arcs. And I'd give this an A tier. Ria, what about you?
I also think it's A tier if you compare it to like all the other animes this season. Honestly, like one of the few shows that really stood out, I think.
Awesome. Pad, what about you?
I completely agree. I didn't finish it, but from what I watched, it was really good. I really enjoy a parental anime like this.
Yes.
Childcare.
And you'd give it A or B, sorry. A? All right, A it is.
Yeah.
Let's go. 3 A's for Buddy Daddies. That makes me very happy.
First A.
That is the first A.
Dessert.
The next anime on here is another banger. It is Bungo Stray Dogs Season 4. Bungo Stray Dogs is one of mine and also Ria's favorite anime series out there. It's definitely one of the best ongoing seasons. And Season 4, I thought, just stepped it up. I thought it was amazing. And it leaves so much room for Season 5, which is coming out in the summer. And I'm so hyped for it. But this is an easy S tier for me. Ria, what about you?
S tier, no discussion. Next.
S tier, no discussion, and Pat hasn't seen it, so he can't discuss.
Wait,
It's
what?
probably S tier.
Pad.
Pat's only seen, I think, Season 1 of Bungo.
Yeah,
What?
and 2.
Oh, and 2.
Yeah.
He's missing out on the best seasons. I don't understand it.
You gotta binge it. You have till June.
Too many
No,
seasons.
July?
I think I have
Yeah,
to
July.
make another agreement with Pat so he can watch Bungo Stray Dogs.
I
But
think so.
anyways,
He has
the
2 months.
next one on here, though, is Campfire Cooking in Another World. I know
Another S tier, no discussion. Next.
you're saying it's an S tier already? all right,
for Sue,
Ria,
bro.
you go first. You go first on Campfire Cooking.
I don't even know what to say. It's got all the right things. It's got campfire, it's got cooking, it's got slime. Like, what else do you need? And it's animated by Mappa, so, you know, it's gotta go in S tier.
True. I'll give my thoughts last on this one. Pad, what about you? Campfire Cooking.
So, before the slime appeared, it was like a C tier anime. I didn't enjoy it. But after the slime, I started enjoying it a lot. It became a B tier for me. The animation is great for the cooking, and the world is fun. It's a good sky.
Okay. So B for Pad, S for Ria. So it sort of comes down to me. And for me, I'd say it's a B tier. Sui definitely carries the season or carries the show. And Fell was also great. But otherwise, none of the characters really gravitate towards me. The world's definitely interesting, and the food obviously looks amazing. But I'd say overall, it was a B tier anime. But because of Ria's S tier, it averages out to still an A. So we're gonna be
Let's
putting
go.
Campfire Cooking in A tier. All right, this next
I'll
one
forgive
is
your disrespect of Sui, but okay.
look. Sui's awesome. Sui definitely carried Campfire Cooking, and Sui definitely was one of the best characters of the season, no doubt.
Agreed.
But let's move on. The next one on here is Chillin' in My 30s, and I don't remember the rest of the title. It's just Chillin' in My 30s. This is one I haven't seen. So, Ria, what about you? What are your thoughts on Chillin' in My 30s?
It was kind of like average. Just like, it's funny, it's stupid, not much going on. It's kind of like a cliched plot of, you know, like that isekai world with like a demon lord. No, wait, it's not isekai. It's just fantasy. It's just fantasy, yeah. But it's just like the demon. There's like a demon king, and then a hero, and then like a peaceful village with an OP guy. Yeah, like generic.
What tier would you give it?
Between like a D and a C. Say maybe like. I'd put it in D tier.
Okay. Pad, what about you?
So this is one of the most generic isekai fantasy anime I've seen. It's basically isekai. it's if I had to say to describe it in a few words, it's the definition of the word mid. It's a D tier.
So what tier did you put it? Sorry?
D.
D? And
Yeah, I
Rhea, you
think
said
D.
C?
Yeah.
Oh, you said
Yeah, I
D.
said D.
All right, D it
Yeah.
is for chilling in my 30s.
Sorry, bro. Do better in your 30s.
Next one on here is another one I haven't seen. It's Endo and Kobayashi Live. This is a Villainess series, but this is one that I sadly have not started. But Rhea, I know you're a big Villainess series fan, and Pat is as well. So, Rhea, you go first. What are your thoughts on Endo and Kobayashi?
Honestly, for me, this goes in D tier for villainous like animes.
Oh,
Just wasn't like up to expectations. You know, I had so much expectation for the show. Had an interesting premise and all, but it just focused on all the boring stuff. So, put it in D for disappointing.
D for disappointing. Pat, what about you? I know you've seen at least parts of it, right?
I finished.
Oh, you finished it. All right. What are your thoughts?
Yeah. It had potential to be an A tier anime. Honestly,
Mm-hmm.
it's throughout the anime. It's set up a mystery, but then it ended up being really disappointing.
Okay.
The ending was decent though, and the character Lieselotte is really good. I like her, but I'll still give it a C tier.
C tier. So we have a C and we have a D. This is where it gets tough. We'll put it then for now. I'll put it in C. I'll give it the benefit of the doubt, but I might rearrange. But let's put it in C. And the next one on here is Farming Life in Another World. This is another one I haven't seen, but it's been a lot of ones I haven't seen early on, but I think it's going to change very soon. Rhea, I know you're a huge Farming Life in Another World fan, aren't you? What are your thoughts on it?
Say I'm a farming fan. I mean, okay, episode 1 was really good because it was only him and he was farming. Then the episodes after that, they just started, you know, like introducing more harem additions. That kind of brought down the anime for me, but then, I don't know, I still kept watching, and then kind of goes back to focusing on farming and economics, and the harem, you don't even like notice them anymore. Maybe even
So what would
B,
you give it? B?
to be honest. Between B and C.
Pad, I forgot. How much have you seen of Farming Life? Or did you finish it?
No, I dropped
You
it.
dropped it. Well, of what you've seen,
Yeah.
what would you have rated it?
Probably a D tier.
A D?
It had potential, but I don't like that the protagonist has a really overpowered equipment. He can build stuff really easily.
All right.
I'd rather just go rewatch Sense for Bookworm.
Well, we have
Bro,
a B
Pat's
and a
just
D.
jealous.
Pad's jealous because he
Shut
wants
up.
to be a farmer.
He wishes he could farm that easily.
Well, we have a B and a D, so that averages out to C tier for Farming Life in Another World.
That sounds about right.
The
There.
next one on here is Handyman Saitou in Another World. This is a lot of isekais on this list, and this season was really dominated by isekais. But this is one that I finished. I actually was planning on dropping this early on until Rhea said it gets better later. So I decided to
Was I
finish it.
wrong?
You were not. It actually got a lot better. And the character Morlock was definitely one of the standouts of the season in terms of new characters. Thought he was really
Morlock
funny. All of its
sleep.
bits were so funny. Many of the other characters, though, I felt like their comedic bits didn't hit. But the Morlock ones and a few others definitely were very good. I'd give it a B overall, though. Rhea, what about
Yeah,
you?
I think it's an easy B.
Easy B. Pad?
Agreed. I haven't completed it yet, but the short system was still really fun to me.
Okay. B tier it is. Next one on the list is High Card. Now, High Card is one that I was actually looking forward to, as it's a superpower series, and we have Bungo Stray Dogs this season, and I felt like it was going to be maybe Bungo Stray Dogs-esque, but none of the characters really gravitated towards me a whole lot. The action scenes were kind of flat, but overall, it was still enjoyable. I'd give it a B tier. Rhea, what about you?
Yeah, I think it's also B. For me, it dragged a little in the middle, but then the last couple of episodes, it like popped off, you know.
True. Very true. Do you give it B? And
Yeah.
Pat, I don't think you've seen, right?
Nope.
All right, B tier it is. That was quick and easy. Next one is Magi Revo, or otherwise known as the Magical Revolution of the Genius Princess. I'm gonna butcher that title. I'm just gonna call it Magi Revo. I don't. It's a long title, guys. All right. Sorry, but Magi Revo is one that actually started later on in the season. I didn't start initially, and I really like this. This is the best isekai of the season, which I was not expecting. I really like the dynamic of the two main girl characters, and also the cast in general. I thought was pretty good. It started dragging a little bit in the middle arcs with her brother, but overall, I still thought this was a very good show this season. I'd give an A tier. Pad, what about you? I know you've seen it.
Agreed. It's definitely my favorite isekai of the season.
Okay.
I see it as the licorice recoil of isekai, and that's saying something.
Yeah, I'd
It's
agree.
really good. I love the protagonist Anis and her Euphilia.
Yes.
She's great too.
Yeah, surprisingly, I actually liked their dynamic more than Takina and Chisato in like Oreko, which I wasn't expecting either.
It also has really good animation and the soundtrack.
Agreed. What would you end up giving it though? He's
An
A
8
tier. Okay. And Ria, you got to watch it eventually. I think it's very
Yeah,
good.
I'll get to it.
All right, we'll move Magi Revo into A tier. The next one is one that's on hiatus, which is so sad. Actually, the next two are hiatus ones, which we'll be talking about. But the first one is Misfit of Demon King Academy Season 2. I am so sad this is on hiatus because I was really enjoying this season. Anos is obviously an amazing character. I love Anos. I think he's so much fun. But the rest of the cast obviously is quite weak, but that doesn't matter. It's Anos. It's Anos' show, and he carries it. And I think it's an easy B tier, at least for me. Ria, I know you're a huge Anos Voldigode fan, but what are your thoughts so far on Season 2?
Honestly, it even upsets me just looking at it, because, like, why am I waiting till June?
Oh, it's June? That's so long.
Yes!
July, actually.
July, that's even worse! I don't know.
What would you give it up to this point, though?
It's... it hurts me to say this, but I'd say B tier.
Okay.
So far, it hasn't been as good as the first season for me.
I'd agree.
Then again, I feel like it's only been like the beginning, and the action has hardly gotten anywhere.
I feel like it was
Now
just
it's paused,
picking up.
you know?
And it gets
I feel like it was
paused.
just getting to the best part, and now I have to wait till July.
Yep, I 100% agree. Pad, I don't remember. Have you started it yet?
Nope, not yet.
Okay.
But it has Anos, so it's probably a bit B tier.
All right. B tier it is for Misfit Demon King Academy. And the next one is another one that's sadly on hiatus. This has been hurting see so many anime on hiatus lately, but this one's NieR Automata. So I have not played the game. I've downloaded it and I've wanted to play it. I just haven't had the time yet. So I'm just going just off the anime of what I've seen, and I've only seen 4 episodes since I wanted to watch more, but then it got on hiatus a second time. So of the 4 episodes I've seen, I actually really liked it. I thought the first episode wasn't the best. I thought it was very confusing, but I felt like it was just picking it up, and I was actually really getting interested in the world itself and everything along with it. And I'd actually give this an A tier from the 4 episodes I've seen. I don't know how it'll go after that, but from 4 episodes I go A. Ria, what about you?
I think I only watched 3 episodes, and then the hiatuses started, and I was just kind of like, I'm not going to deal with this, so I didn't continue.
Yeah.
The first episode for me, really confusing, wasn't really into that weird CGI animation in like those fight
CGI
scenes.
was bad.
I
Yeah.
know. It got a lot better in the second and third episodes. I don't know, for me it's like a B tier, but I've also only watched 3 episodes, so I guess I can't really say much.
Okay. So B tier for Ria. And Pad, you are a big NieR Automata fan, I know. So what is your thoughts on the anime so far?
So yeah, I have played the game, and it's one of my favorite games of all time.
Mm-hmm.
But as of episode 8 of the anime, it hasn't quite gotten to the good parts of the game. It's not quite there yet.
Okay.
but it does still have really good animation and art. The world is very interesting. The characters are amazing. So I'll still give it an A tier.
All right. A tier.
I can see it being.
Oh, sorry. Keep going.
I can see it being an S tier in the future though, but not quite yet.
Okay. A tier it is for NieR Automata. Next one on the list is Onimai. Now, Onimai is a series that I was kind of forced to watch as I sort of made a bet. I've watched only 5 episodes of Onimai, and it's not that it's bad, it's just not an anime for me. I was kind of uncomfortable watching it, but I can admit the animation and the production quality of it was still good, but it's just not for me. So I'll give it a C tier, even though I think that's even stretching it just for me, but I'll give it C. But Pad, I know you finished Onimai, so what are your thoughts on it?
Yeah, I have. So this is the second gender bender anime of the season. The first one being Ayakashi Triangle, and I like it because it's one of the few gender bender anime that actually focus on the fact that it is a gender bender. It explores the fact that what it would be like if you suddenly woke up as a girl one day.
Yeah.
It's really interesting, and it's also really wholesome and very cute. The ending had such a cute scene.
I agree. I thought it was very wholesome so far. What would you end up giving it?
I'd give it a B tier.
B tier.
Studio Bind did a very good job.
All right. Well, I gave it C. Pat gave it B, but since he was the one that finished it, I'll give him the benefit out. I'll put it in B tier then.
No
Heck
way. Onimai going in C tier. What
It's
is
absolutely
going on
deserved.
here?
You haven't seen it yet.
I can proudly say
It's
I am
so
not
wholesome.
watching it.
I doubt Rhea would put it
Such a
in B tier.
wholesome
I should have said D, but oh well. We'll keep it in B tier. The next one on the list is Reborn to Master the Blade, and again, it's a longer title, but we'll just call it Reborn to Master the Blade. This is one I believe only Pad has seen, so Pad, take the floor. What are your thoughts on it?
Yeah. So this is actually the third and final gender bender anime for this season.
So
For some
many.
reason, we have so many this season. For some reason. And this is basically just a really generic isekai
Okay.
with nothing special to it. But it does have one thing that's interesting about it, and that's the protagonist.
Okay.
She is really, really fun to watch. Without her, it would be a D tier. But for her, it would be a C tier.
C tier it is. All right.
Yeah.
Let's move on. This is one that is only one that I have seen. This is Record of Ragnarok Season 2.
Oh my god.
And I hated Record of Ragnarok Season 1. It was probably the most disappointing anime in my lifetime. So I decided to watch Season 2, only the first 5 episodes, since one of my all-time favorite fights in the manga was going to be the first fight of Record of Ragnarok Season 2. So I just wanted to see how well it was done, and I was whelmed. I was a little disappointed, but it was all right. And if that fight got that level of quality, I can just imagine that the rest of the fights were even worse. So I'm fine putting Record of Ragnarok Season 2 in F tier.
Yo, first F tier.
The first F. It's not as bad as Season 1, though. It's definitely a step up in terms of the animation, but it's not saying much when the Season 1 animation was an actual PowerPoint. It looked horrible, so I'll still put it F tier. The next one on the list is Reincarnation of the Strongest Exorcist in Another World. And this is a fantasy isekai anime that I was actually interested in. I thought it started off really well. I liked the main character. He has a great last name as Lamperouge. To anyone who gets that, good for you. It's an amazing last name. But I thought it kind of got boring and bland after a while, too. I thought it started strong, but it just felt like another generic isekai to me. And I'd put this probably in C tier. Pad, I know this is one that you've seen, so what are your thoughts on it?
Yeah. So I feel the exact same about this as Reborn to Master the Blade.
Okay.
It's very bland. It's a very bland isekai with nothing interesting but the main protagonist.
Okay.
He's the only thing that's interesting about it. So I would give it a C tier.
C tier it is then. Quick and easy. Next one is called Revenger. Revenger is one that I actually binged a few days ago, as I thought it would be actually pretty enjoyable, as the premise seemed really interesting, but this is another one that sort of fell flat for me. The action scenes weren't as good as I was hoping for. The characters also weren't as good as I was hoping for. The ending, I will say, was strong, so at least it finished well, but the journey to get there I thought was not the best. I was actually debating putting this in C tier, but looking at the list right now, I think this is going to be a D tier. D tier for Avenger. I was kind of disappointed in this. The next one, though, is Saving 80,000 Gold, and this is another long title. We're just going to call it Saving 80,000 Gold. It's on my planning. I haven't watched this yet, but Ria, what are your thoughts on Saving 80,000?
The show honestly did not go the way I thought it would.
Oh.
I thought it was gonna be like a nice isekai, like wholesome slice of life, but was I so wrong? Oh my god, it's so good. You have to watch it. I'd put it in A tier for me.
Oh. I wasn't expecting an A tier pick.
Honestly, it's kind of equal to like Buddy Daddies.
Okay. Pad, what about you? Saving 80,000 Gold.
I agree. This is the most unexpected isekai of the season. It has so much surprising about it. It's so stupid
It's
and
so
silly, but it's so good at
stupid.
the same time. Mitsuha Yamano, the MC, is so much fun to watch. She's such a joy.
So this is going in A tier?
Going in A tier. bro.
Yeah.
Oh my, I need to watch this. If this is going in A tier. I can't believe Saving 80,000 Gold's in A.
It's so good.
Alright, I'll be sure to watch this soon then. Alright, the next one I know is going to be polarizing for us. It is Spy Classroom.
Oh no.
So Spy Classroom, I've only seen the first 4 episodes of, and then I've dropped it. But of the 4 episodes I've seen, I know someone's not going to like this, but I thought it was bad. I really just did not like it. I thought it felt too rushed. I felt like they cut so many parts out and so much potential. I really didn't know like any of the characters' names except like 2 of them. So I feel like they just had a huge cast of characters, didn't address any of them or their abilities or their skill sets, and rushed them into this mission, which is in the first 3 episodes. And I don't know if it gets better later on, but I'm just judging off the 4 episodes I've seen. But I honestly think I'd put this in F tier. I really did not like this. Ria, what about you? Spy Classroom.
So I finished my classroom
You finished it?
for the sole purpose so that I could argue with Pad. Because I know Pad loves this show. And honestly, I agree, it was horrible. Like,
What would you put it?
it's like between D and F, but I feel like I'd put it in F if I'm comparing it to Chillin in my 30s. Like, at least that was more enjoyable for me. Spy Classroom was just so badly paced.
I agree.
You're right about the character names. Like, even watching the entire show, I think I still only know, like, 2 names.
So you're putting in F tier
I
then?
think for me, this one's going in F tier as well. Sorry,
Alright, Tad, what are your thoughts on Spy Classroom?
I don't want to go into too much of an argument here, but I really love the novels of this.
Mhm.
That said, the anime didn't do a very good job at adapting it. The pacing was awful,
Mhm.
very
Really was
awful.
awful.
In the novels, there was so much. In the novels, there was so much build-up to the mission,
Mhm.
but the anime rushed it a lot.
Okay.
That said, I still enjoyed it a lot. I would say it's a B tier, but I think that might be my bias because I love the novels.
Okay.
So I would still say it's a C tier.
So you're saying C then?
Also, the opening, yeah.
Hello.
Also, the opening is banger.
Okay.
The opening is so good.
I was not expecting Pad to say C.
I know, it's
If
a lot lower
Pad
than
would
I
have said, if Pad would have said B, I think that would have averaged out to D tier. But because he said C, I think that we have to put it in F then.
thought.
I think that averages out probably to an F then.
Oh, Pad got overruled.
I should have said S tier.
If you said S, it probably would have moved up to like a C. So,
I don't want to be that guy.
alright, F tier for
Sorry,
Spy
Pad.
Classroom.
I'm sad.
Well,
That's fair.
I think we're going from trash to trash in
Oh
this
my
next
god,
one.
just put that straight into F tier, please. I don't
I
even want
agree.
to talk
Just
about this brain dead
Get
show.
over it.
Both you guys
I
say
agree.
F tier?
F tier. God, it was so
Yeah.
bad.
Alright.
All the characters are brain dead.
I would say,
the
though,
plot is
that-
brain dead. The only thing good about it was the actual animation itself.
Yeah, I agree. The art was very beautiful.
Okay.
It's so gorgeous.
F tier it is. And for the people that don't know, this series we're talking about is Sugar Apple Fairy Tale. So Sugar Apple Fairy Tale goes into F tier. The next one on the list is the Fire Hunter. Now, the Fire Hunter, I have not finished. I tried finishing it before I did this list, but I could not. But I did get about midway through, and it has a lot of potential. The world and world building of the series actually is really well done, and I'm actually like really invested and feel like there's a lot of potential there. The problem is the characters and the amount of info dumps they do. There's just so many exposition scenes where they're just info dumping you, that it just slows down the pacing of it to a halt. And I will say also, the art is really, really cool in this series. I really like the art job. The animation is a little lackluster, but the art's really cool. But I think as of the midpoint, I give it a C. So we'll do Fire Hunter C tier.
Here it is.
But I think it has potential. All right, Ria. I think you'll be taking the floor with these next two. The first one is Ice Guy.
Ice Guy. Ice Guy. I was kind of looking forward to this because I thought it would be like another Watakoi kind of anime, which I thought was really good, but this kind of, a little mid.
Okay.
So for me, I think it would be C tier.
All right. C tier for Ice Guy.
Yeah, the entire
then
like anime, it was just like going nowhere. It felt kind of bland. So disappointing.
That's fair. I have not seen it. I can't comment on it. But Ice Guy seems like he is pretty bland.
Yep. Bland as ice.
Speaking of ice, though, the next one is Iceblade Sorcerer in Another World.
Oh man, this.
I think that's the title.
Yeah, this can go straight into F tier. This was so bad.
F tier.
It was so bad. I don't even know how I finished it.
What else can you say about Iceblade Sorcerer before I put it into F tier?
Sorcerer. It's. I don't know. It's like watching another Kirito, except he tries to be funny, but he's not.
All right, that sounds horrible. We'll just put it straight into F tier and let's move on. All right, we have 4 and F. Wow, I was not expecting that. The next one, though, is Tokyo Revengers Season 2, and I think it's also called Christmas Showdown. Am I the only one who's actually seen Tokyo Revengers Season 2?
I think so.
Yeah, you're the only one.
Oh, all right. Well, I'll be judging it. Tokyo Revengers is a manga that I was keeping up with for a while. I really like it. And this was the arc that I was actually looking forward to the most, since it has 2 of my favorite moments in the entire series in this particular arc. And I feel like the animation and just anime overall, even in Season 1, has been a bit of a letdown in general for Tokyo Revengers. I feel like it has so much more potential, but I just feel like it's not living up to that potential or what it could be. That said, it's still a solid arc. I feel like it's still a solid anime overall. I'll put it in B tier. All right. Next one, though, is Tomo-chan is a Girl. Tomo-chan is a Girl I know all of us have seen, and this is one that I also had on pause for a bit, but finally was able to finish it. And I really enjoyed Tomo-chan is a Girl. I thought it had a lot of funny moments. I felt the one character, Mizuhu, was amazing. Her, along with Sui, may have been tied for the best character of the season for me. Both of them were just so funny and amazing, and I really like Tomo-chan as a Girl. I think it's a good B tier, though. Rio, what about you?
I think B tier is about right. Like, it was easily an enjoyable show, easy to watch. It was, like, at the right comedy. I think B is good for it.
Okay. Pad, what about you?
So, honestly, didn't care about the main 2 protagonists.
Mhm.
I thought they were very bland. I didn't care about their relationships. That said, Misuzu is so good.
Mhm.
She is such a great character. I would say she alone makes it for a B tier. Just for her.
All right. I also want to add, I think Carol started getting better as the series went on as well. I initially found her annoying, but she got better, I feel like.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I agree with that too.
But yeah, Mizuzu, she carried. This is a B tier. All All right, we only have 3 anime left. The next one is Trigun Stampede. And Pat, I know you just recently finished this. So since you just recently finished this, let's get your fresh thoughts on Trigun Stampede first.
Okay, so this I have never seen the original Trigun, so this was my first entry into the world of Trigun. And boy, was it such a great introduction to it.
Mm-hmm.
Everything about it was so good. The world is very interesting. The characters are amazing. I love Vash and I love Minion's knives. And the story is very interesting too. The music, the animation is I'm gonna say it right here. It's one of the most beautiful anime I have ever seen.
Wow.
And that's saying something. It's Studio Orange's best anime in terms of animation, at least.
Okay.
Also, it has one of the best introduction scenes for a villain in anime. Episode 3 was such a masterpiece. For all of that, I'm gonna say it's an S tier anime.
S tier. Wow.
Yeah.
All right. So Ria, you have not seen this yet, right? You haven't even started it,
Nope,
right?
not yet.
All right. So then it comes down to me with Trigun Stampede. Trigun Stampede. So I have seen the original. So I had some expectations. I thought this was going to be a reboot, but acting sort of as a combination of a reboot and prequel, to be honest. But Trigun Stampede, I echo a lot of things that Pat has said. I think the animation was amazing. I wouldn't say it's one of the best I've seen, but the animation was amazing. And he mentioned episode 3. Episode 3 was so amazing. I made my own video on just episode 3. It was so good. The villain introduction of Million's Knives is still in my brain of how amazing and haunting it was. It was such an amazing introduction for him. I felt like it's still in the middle. It sort of fell off just a little bit, but then it picked itself back up in the end. But overall, I think this was a really good, well-done anime. I'd put it in A tier, but I will give the benefit of the doubt to Pad, and we'll put it in S tier.
Let's go.
So S tier for Trigun Stampede. All right, the next two, I think it's just me. I think these are both ones that only I have seen. So first one is Tsurune Season 2. And Tsurune, for those who don't know, is the archery anime. And it's done by Kyoto Animations. And Kyoto Ani does an amazing job, obviously, with the animation and production quality. It's to the level that is one of its best it's done. Tsurune Season 2, I really liked it. I think it was a huge step up, actually, from Season 1, as introduced a really interesting character in Kaido, and I really liked the characters and their camaraderie. And I'd give this an A tier. I really liked Tsurune Season 2.
Seriously?
I was not expecting to like it this much. Yeah, it was between B and A, and honestly, the last few episodes, I think, pushed it to an A for me. I really liked it.
A for archery.
But we have one. Yeah, you should actually watch it. Kyoto Ani, I think, did a good job for archery. A for archery. But the last one on here, we saved one of the best for last. And this is one that, sadly, I'm the only one who has seen. Even though Pad's seen Season 1, and Ria loves farming, but neither of them have seen Vinland Saga Season 2.
Well, Season 1 doesn't
Vinland
have
Saga's-
farming.
Yeah, but you can. Season 1's still amazing. Then you can get to the farming in Season 2.
I'll get to it.
Vinland Saga Season 2 was amazing. It's still ongoing as it's a 24 episodes, so it'll keep going into this spring season. And of the 12 episodes I've seen, it is an easy S tier for me. Thorfinn and Knut and their development from Season 1 onto Season 2 has just been amazing. Even though a lot of the action and pacing has gone a lot slower than maybe many people were expecting, this is all building up to an amazing second part that'll be coming soon. But even just from the slow moments, there's so many good moments with it, and so many good developmental moments for Thorfinn's character in general. This is an easy S tier for me. And guys,
I'm fine with that.
that is it for the list. We have our final list. I'll have it here on screen for you guys with all, I believe, 31 anime on here. And that is it.
Is it though?
Ria, Pad.
Is it really?
What? What do you mean? What is it?
So-
What do you mean?
I'm seeing another space there in S tier for a certain slime that we demoted.
We are not moving that up. We are not moving that up to. All right. You know what? Okay, fine. I'll do one exception. So we can have 5 in S tier. There, you can have Campfire
Let's
Cooking in
go.
S tier. There.
Sui deserves this.
S for Sui.
Sui.
S for
Exactly.
Sui.
Thank you.
Fine. I'll give Campfire Cooking the benefit of the doubt, so we'll put an S tier then. There. I think now that's it for the list.
Now it's perfect.
Ria and Pad, thank you guys for joining me on this. This was a lot of fun.
Thanks for having us.
I'm very happy to be here.
Awesome. Yeah, I hope you guys see you guys in another video soon.
Yeah, probably
But
next season.
Anyways, and next season we'll do another tier list. But anyway, guys, that is it for the video. Let me know your thoughts on the tier list in the comments on what we got right, what we got wrong, or what anime you just liked overall in the winter season. Just let us know in the comments. And as always, if you enjoyed the video, please leave a like and subscribe to the channel, as it really means a lot to me. I am Tiago, Attack on Tiago, and I hope you all have a nice day.